What's going on, guys? Scott the Power Building Fitness here with another squat, bench and deadlift video, bringing you the highlights of what I did for the week on my squat, bench and deadlift leading up to, yes, I am about to say it, my competition. So recently I have entered a powerlifting meet that is happening in April. I told you I'd make a video about it, but I might as well go ahead and just tell you here. So it is confirmed in April, the start of April, I will be doing a powerlifting meet. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So what you're seeing here is the start of the week. So Sunday it'd be squats, and from last time I done 80 kilo, I decided to push it up a little bit. I just jumped 20 kilo up and I went straight to 100 kilo, and I done 100 kilo for a 5x5, relatively easy. Everything felt perfect. Squat form felt on point, no pain at all in my leg, no hassle at all, which you'll see is the case throughout this whole video. So yeah, so just 100 kilo. The key thing about being injured, guys, is when you're coming back from injury, you don't want to completely push the envelope all the time. Like you see in there, for a while I kept it at a plate, and then I went up to 80, that felt fine. Today what I done was I went back up to 80 and it felt okay. I went 90, it felt alright, and I went to 100 and I just capped it off at a 5x5. I probably could have done more, but it was alright. But you can see here from the form here that everything's perfect. Trying to keep my knees out as much as I can. They're not caving in, they're trying to come in a tiny little bit, but I'm just keeping them out as much as I can. One thing again though, I still think I am going a little too deep. A lot of people in the gym like that I train with have noticed it as well, that it is kind of hindering me going how deep I do go. Yes, it is good to go ask the grass, but in competition you just have to go below parallel, and it can actually, especially with my injury where it is trying to come back, it can actually hinder me what I'm trying to do. So I need to just kind of cap off the depth. It's not too bad here looking at it from here, but here you can see the full stance from the side and just kind of a wide view. You can see exactly what I'm doing. So it's not completely wide what I was doing the past few weeks there ago, where I was going with the really wide stance trying to train that way, but it's not back to where my old stance was, narrow. It's kind of a medium type thing with not my feet pointed outwards, slightly tiny bit outwards but more forwards, trying to keep chest up and ass back as much as I can, with still doing the low bar, so hinging over. And I decided to do them beltless as well. So from there we moved on to deadlifts. This is the first deadlift of the week. So deadlifts, I wanted to push it a little bit more than just 100 kilo. I done 80 the same as squats in my last video. You would have seen this time I didn't want to just do the same, because my deadlift is a higher total. I decided the overall lift, like my 1 rep max, is bigger. I decided just to push the envelope a little bit more, so I just went up to 120, and I believe I done this for a 5x5 as well with relative ease. I just have 2 clips over here, and you can see exactly what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to take my time, get set, get really tight and push my ass back. One thing I did notice on the first one there was I didn't actually get as tight as I would have liked, and when I pulled, I kind of jerked my back around a little bit. Also on these I'd like to be a bit more just stopping and starting on each rep instead of just continuously pulling, just getting the stop and start and getting good form and good position each time. But overall they went really well, surprisingly. No pain at all, and I was able to get power in my leg, get down without injuring myself or feeling any pain or niggle or any sort of thing, which is quite weird, to be honest, that I'm feeling it more in squats than I am deadlifts, even though I did hurt myself in the deadlift, which is it's kind of strange to me just doing that. But you know, you get on with what you have and you deal with what you can do. From here, once again, you can see that I am trying to push my ass back, trying to keep the spine neutral the whole time. At the top as well, I think I am leaning a bit back too much, kind of hyperextending at the top, but as we go up weight, we'll try and fix that as much as we can. So from there we're moving on to the benching portion of the week, and this day I believe on bench I didn't really want to push it. I was talking to my boy Aaron there in the background, and I didn't really want to push it too much, and I think it was in the last video as well I done the same thing, the same weight. So I just decided to keep it at 92.5 kilo today and just do it for 3 pause triples. So what I had him do is just get just practice kind of command type things. I had him lift it off, and then as I held it at the top, he said start. I would then start the bench press like a referee would tell you to do. I would come down, I would pause. Once he has seen the bars paused and stationary and not moving, he would tell me to press. I would come back up, stop, he'd tell me to start again, and we'd repeat this for 3 reps. And then on the last rep of the set, what I would do was I would hold it at the top just for a second, as you see there, and then I would rack it. He would tell me to rack it, which is the commands you will get in the meet. So I just really want to get used to practicing it and just get it ingrained into my brain. It's kind of awkward here. My feet look quite off actually. My left foot, if you're looking at screen, actually it's the right hand side, but it is actually my left foot, looks quite further back than my right foot does, and they look kind of more duck feet. Still working out with that foot placement. As I said, it kind of feels awkward, as I mentioned in videos before, but overall I'm really happy with how my bench has been going, especially since I am actually cutting weight at the moment to try and make the weight class. I have to get down to 82.5 kilos, and right now I'm about 84.4 kilos, I think. So I have about 8 weeks to cut 2 kilos, just under 2 kilos, which should be fine. So from there, after we done 5 sets of 3 pause bench, we moved on to some overload work with my slingshot. You should all know by now that I'm really a fan on my bench presses doing overload work at the end, especially with my slingshot, and I've done a review on the slingshot and the gangster wraps I have, and I said they have contributed the most to my bench going up, how much it has gone up. Plus I've been focusing a lot on it since I can't with my squat and deadlift with my leg. But so yeah, I just done 110 kilo here for a set of 3, relatively easy. I was going to do more, but I decided there was no point pushing it. I just got the work done and then left it at that. So that's pretty much the first half of the week. So that wraps it up. So what we have here next is just going to be 2 clips of squats and 2 clips of deadlifts, and actually no bench because I have been really sick the past 4 or 5 days and I've just been lying in bed and not training, so I wasn't able to do bench. So what we done here was, this is the day I actually got sick. So I woke up in the morning and I was quite sick, and I was deciding whether not to go to school, just go to the gym, come home and go to bed. But I toughed it out, went to school, came home, took 3 scoops of pre-workout and headed to the gym, and felt absolutely like crap, and ended up hitting a 120 kilo squat for a 5x5, and this is the best my squat form has ever felt. Since I injured my leg. It was actually amazing, which is quite weird because I'm doing this voiceover on a Sunday and I did do squats today, and it felt god awful. But yeah, these felt absolutely amazing. So I just done a 5x5 with 120 kilo. Everything felt good. Depth felt like I wasn't going too much. Knees were staying out, and form it felt absolutely perfect. And there wasn't one single. It was so nice to be able to squat and push off, and not have one single niggle or tiny bit of pain in my my leg at all. So that was really nice, and I really enjoyed that, and I was just so ecstatic and happy after the session. But when I got home, I paid for it. That's one thing I would say to you, is if you're ever sick, don't go to the gym. Just tough it out. Don't go to the gym, rest for a few days and then get back into it. Because after this session I died, and I literally lay in bed for 3 or 4 days so ill. And then when I went to train today, which is Sunday the 15th, I couldn't. It was horrible. Everything felt horrible. I felt horrible. It was god awful. So just, yeah, if you're ever sick, take your time and ease back into it, and don't try and do what I done. Do what I say, not what I do, type of thing. So from there we moved on to just I showed you 2 clips of deadlifts. I actually done only 3 sets of 5 on deadlifts because I didn't want to push it, but I worked all the way up to a whopping 140 kilo here, guys. This isn't anything heavy for me, if you know, if you have seen my training and how it's been. This is relatively light and easy, but I didn't want to push it too much, so I just went up 3 20 plates either side. I was quite happy, and I just done 3 sets of... So I just done 3 sets of 5 on the deadlifts, and these felt really good as well, especially just after squats. So I was quite loose and stuff like that. But overall, yeah, it was a really good training session. As I said, I didn't get any bench because I was horribly ill and wasn't able to. And you can see here, once again, just trying to get down, hump that bar, push my knees out, and push my hips out as back as I can, and keep a neutral spine the whole way. I'm taking my time here, as you can see, the setup, so I don't once again injure myself. But you see here, the weight absolutely flew up, and I kind of take a second between each one of these, more than I did on the 120 there. You seen the clip a few minutes ago. So overall, the training week was pretty alright. It was pretty good, and I was happy with how it went and stuff like that. So we're getting right on track. This week, today, I'm supposed to be starting my program, which I did, but once again, I'm kind of telling you here before you see the video. They kind of felt awful, but we'll see how the rest of the week goes, and I'm sure you'll see it in that video, and I'll talk to you about it. So yeah guys, you're going to follow me on this journey. I'm going to obviously keep all my training updated of my squat, my bench and my deadlift on this YouTube channel. Sorry about there won't be much bodybuilding type stuff. For one, I am gaining anymore, so there's no point doing a lot of accessories, and for two, I am getting ready for a competition in 8 weeks for powerlifting, so I'm sorry about there won't be much bodybuilding stuff, and it'll be all about powerlifting for the next, say, 10 weeks or so. So yeah guys, I just want to say thanks very much for watching. Facebook and Instagram links are in the description, so please go and follow me on those social medias. Thanks to everyone who's subscribed and liked so far, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now guys.